Welcome to Energy Conscious. Today I am doing it in a new way. I'm trying a new way. So tomorrow, right now it's Tuesday, but tomorrow you will have a new episode on my podcast Eyes Closed, and it is talking about the centaur energy. So that's what I want to talk about right now with you, and to give you horse energy, because this month in February we are channeling animal archetypes. This was not a good match. Not a good match, and that's a good one. So we are going to just have some light. And start connecting with the energy of horses. So I put all of the cards with horses from the different decks that I have. And we're going to look at them as I talk to you, because I will not be showing my face as I had some medical surgery today and it's covered in band-aids. So I'm just trying to be kind with you, and this is part why I'm doing it that way. So let's look at those cards right now. This is my first deck, and it's the Da Vinci deck. So it's only horses: the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Six of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Swords, the Chariot, of course. The Chariot is going to be something I really want to talk about in this video. And the Knight of Cups, sorry. Here we just have a knight. It's the Lenormand deck. Here we have the Chariot, of course, and this is what I'm going to start with. I'm going to connect with your energy, so please state your name out loud 3 times and check in with yourself if you do trust my energy right now. And I'm going to open myself to you, to your energy, to the group's energy, and I'm going to create with the intentions to give you this energy when you watch the video. As soon as you press play with your name, you can receive this healing that I'm creating now within that sphere. So we are talking about horses. Horses, this animal that has been domesticated and who lives amongst us and who have helped us so much throughout our history. The horse is both ways, and I like the fact that there is 2 in here and 2 in here. Being domesticated shows the ways in which we humans have a wild archetype within us. We are both domesticated and wild. And I think that when we look at horses, and when we actually feel their energy being domesticated, being put to use throughout society, less and less those days, but past centuries before, we could see horses every day carrying people, carrying agriculture methods, and farming and all those things. And I think it was a way for us to really consider the fact that being domesticated was something that was great, and maybe we were the ones who were the master and the horses were domesticated, whereas we know they come from the wild. When we think of horses in North America, we think of wild animals running in the fields. We don't really much think of that in Europe, for example. European horses. They've been domesticated for a long time. But I want to think of the relationship of the shadow of the human, the wildness of human that was completely concentrated within horses being domesticated, so that we forgot and forgoed the fact that we were domesticating ourselves within society. I want to look at that right now, and I want to consider what we gave up when we were children, when we were being educated, when we were going through all of the different stages of school, familial education, rules, society, obedience, all those things, and consider the fact that maybe it has stopped us in our track. And I want to consider the chariot, because the chariot is all about moving towards our desires, having been victorious of different battles and advancing. So are we being victorious in we now know how to be obedient and how to control our impulses, or are we victorious in having learned how to balance this energy and how to both be a little bit, of course, civilized within society, and also touching our wild side and going forward with this and trying this energy. So I'm touching those cards and I'm giving to you the energy of reconsidering what you want. And this is something that I really love with those nights, for example, because they're all about considering the action that you will do being put into action, considering the long term with the pentacles. We're stopped mid-air, we're not advancing, and we are actually looking into the future. What is the 5-year plan? Again, here considering what we will be removing from our life, and then considering our emotions and making offers. So let's consider right now through Reiki. Just let's remove the anxiety, let's remove the veils, and let's connect with our nature. I can feel it as two different balances on the shoulders. So what are we doing for duty and what are we doing for pleasure? And have we transformed ways that our desires have been shape-shifted into duties, so that when we advance, when we complete the to-do list, when we do things that we wanted, we don't take the time to enjoy it, because we've been so bred into being productive that we just want to be productive. And instead of enjoying the process, we're just marching forward, having had that victory, ticking it off the to-do list without enjoying. I have this realization about myself right now, so I'm trying to just give it this clarity, removing the veils, as I said, and considering the spectrum has always two opposites. So are you too much? Are you not enough? Let's check. It's in the heart now, so let's just delve into the heart, see what can be released. And there is no need to be angry with yourself. I'm feeling this right now. I'm doing it all, I'm trying to do it all, and you're telling me there's something wrong about it? Fuck that. I didn't even enjoy it. No, it's not about that. We are being controlled. We are within a system. We learn how the system works, and then we just play it that way. This is how the system works right now. Gotta do it, gotta do this, gotta accomplish this, gotta create the social media, and that post, and this thing, and that. Tabula rasa. Let's just make space. putting that Celtic 8 around your heart, and then your shoulders, and then your throat, and then your teeth, because that's a very heavy part. So. Okay, let's look into the Rider-Waite. So most of those cards with the horses are mostly the same. So we go through the Six of Wands, celebration. We go with death. Death, the scorpionic death of being reborn into something. But first we have to, again, clear the table. The Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to talk about this at the end. The Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups. So now that we've cleared, that we've acknowledged the two spectrums, I want to talk about the Sun. Look at this. A baby on a horse, covered in sunlight, having fun, really enjoying his time. This is about happiness. This is about taking the time to enjoy. Is there a way you could look at life, your long term, your plans, and consider different perspectives into which this could actually be a journey, an experience, a beautiful, enlightening experience? We say it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Let's take that journey together. Let's give it space to unfold and see where it takes us. So I'm going to remove anxieties from the throat again. And I'm going to give you the time to consider how this could be done. And we're going to take it, take it, and take it, and give it. Alright. If you have pen and paper, write it down or write it in your phone. Take the time. How can you enjoy all the things that you have to do? All the things that you believe you have to do? What can you remove? How can you connect to your wild side? The person who wants to run through the fields just to feel the hair in their, just to feel the air, the wind in their hair. Just really having that fun of doing things just for the sensation, not for the finished product, not for the result, not for the victory, but for the pleasure of it. The sun touching your face, the wind in your hair. How can we do this? There's a lot of crown chakra activation right now. That's good. Inspiration is coming. Really good. I'm just going to remove some of the anxieties that I can feel around the head so that you can really have this clarity. This is how you will do it during that week and how you will remember yourself to do it in a certain way next week and next month and next year when you watch this video again. Okay, the left side of the brain is opening. Opening, it's good. A lot of space, a lot of clearing. Okay, now the right side. It's very sharp. Oh wow. You know how horses have those things in front of their eyes? Like some of those horses that are taking care of carriages and stuff, and to not get distracted by what's happening around, they have those eye patches. This is exactly how it feels right now. Like the brain is removing the eye patches and we're watching that perspective expand, that life goal, that long-term project, that to-do list to expand, and finally we can see what's happening and we can enjoy the road we're walking on, because we're walking on the path. walking to get there. But this is beautiful, and this is such a beautiful field. You've got to enjoy it. I love that. It's so good. I'm still helping that brain. I'm gonna give you some air. Give you some air, give you some hair. Let's help the process. If you can put your 2 hands in a prayer in the gasho, the prayer position in front of your heart, and pray out loud to your pleasurable journey. Those are cards I just got from my great grandmother. They're really old. And they have horses too, but yeah. I want to continue on just praying. Just pray, and if you want to watch at the same time. The 6 of Wands. The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Swords. Look at that, Napoleon. That guy did so much. He accomplished victory after victory. But did he have a good time? He was in love with his wife. He loved her so much. It's actually a very romantic kind of man who loved her and wrote her so many letters. And because she couldn't give him a son, he separated from her. He broke his heart and her heart to marry someone else so he could have kids. Just being productive, having a kid so he can have an heir. And he broke his own heart, and he never felt okay after that. That's not the life I want. I want to continue living with the person I love. He could have adopted a girl. I mean, I understand it's history and you need an heir, but it's an interesting story that, yeah, shows how being productive again. And here we have the Fool. The Fool is usually not on a horse, but Dali made it as a man on a horse. So before we close this session, I want to reconcentrate on this one again, the Sun. I'm holding it, giving it so many codes, so that just washing your eyes in it gives you this focus that every day is a celebration, every day is a conversation with life. It's not a to-do list. We talk so much about manifestation these days. Manifest this, create that. It's another way of making something spiritual into a productive thing. Let's experience, let's enjoy, let's celebrate, let's appreciate now instead of being future focused again. To-do list, the future, the long term, the goal, the objective. No. Let's enjoy that ride, let's play, let's feel the sun. Let's be connected now. Let's appreciate. Let's be in the present, appreciate that moment in the present. Thank you so much for watching this video, for being a part of this Reiki. I hope that you enjoyed all of those waves, all of this energy. Tell me if you enjoy this shape instead of having a live Zoom call. I feel more turned towards this, and not a lot of you have turned up for the Zoom calls. You mostly rely on the replay, so send me an email if you prefer this instead of the other. Tell me. I'm trying to perfect and make beautiful atmospheres for you. This was the horse Reiki. And on Wednesday we have the Centaur podcast, which is a half horse, half man. It's with a beautiful healer who has incredible energy. So check in, develop that week, because the whole week is about that, exactly that. So we start the week with energy conscious, then we have the podcast, then I will talk about it throughout the week. And if you want your personal healing, you can check that. You can contact me. You can book a session, a personal one-on-one session. Thank you. Take care of yourself and see you next week.